Hello everyone, I'm Rushlock, this is Marvel Heroes, and this brief video is going to go over, for returning players and new players, the changes to the skill point system, or rather the skills and power trees themselves. Into the powers here, you're going to notice that there's two trees for each character now. You'll focus mostly on one or the other as you play, though hybridization is a possibility, and different characters and also your own different personal preferences will add or take away to how much you hybridize or cross over between the two build trees. But pretty thematic, it's pretty straightforward, how the powers are grouped together. One exception might be the signature ability. You might go, tree A on a character, but your sig is in the second tree. Perfectly fine. There's no reason not to cross over there. Your first two trees are usually pretty themed and pretty concise. Your third tree now is replaced with talents and traits. You have your first three up here are traits. These are passives that are active from level 1. They're always in effect. Usually the first one shows you your offensive bonus for your character, and then also shows you what attributes that you scale off of. For example, with Beast, it's fighting and intelligence. Look at our character sheet here. We see that we have 31 fighting, 19 intelligence for a total of 50. 50 times the 4% is 200%. So we see we have a 200% damage bonus from those stats. Tooltip does say or, fighting or intelligence, but it's actually both. That add to it. It wasn't intuitive to me, but maybe it made sense to you, but either way, that's how that works. Some characters have the second one, some don't here in the middle. I guess all characters have the second one, but whether or not it's in the middle is different. But it usually explains if they have a unique secondary resource for that character. We'll explain details there. And finally, the third, or the far right-hand trait, will often explain the defensive capabilities of a character and how their multipliers scale and what kind of theme to it. See, Beast is a versatile archetype here for defensive abilities. And over here, he's the strategist archetype for fighting and intelligence bonuses for damage. Now, at level 32 and all the way up to level 56, every couple of levels you'll unlock a row of these talents. I won't go into great detail here because I'm going to make other videos for character-by-character analysis, but the important part to know is that some of these talents will change in ability. Some of them will just add a buff to it. Some of it will change it thematically. We'll read through it and get yourself familiar with whatever character you're playing at the time, but just understand that every couple of levels you'll make a different choice. So leveling through a character at level 30, you'll have access to all your powers, so your power bar will be full by that point, especially by the time you unlock your sig. But you may find yourself every couple of levels wanting to maybe change your build as you go along. Now, the series of videos I'm going to do for each character are not going to show you, the best build, the most optimum build, TTK tested, things like that. It's merely going to be my personal preferences. I'll go through each character and explain what the choices were, what my choice was, and why I made my choice. But I cannot stress enough, it does not mean that it's the best build or the most optimum build. A lot of it's going to come down to your personal preferences and what you've put some effort into, finding yourself what works for you, what doesn't work for you. I've played Beast this weekend for about probably 5 or 6 hours and changed the build every couple of times, and this is the one that I've gone with currently. Again, as you go through abilities, you might find that you like one build when you're leveling, you like a different build at max level, maybe you like a certain build for normal difficulty and a different build for heroic difficulty, and yet even another different build for cosmic content. There's also going to be 2 more difficulties coming later down the road. You can see those at the waypoint system. We'll do a separate video for that for the difficulty slider. More details become public. But again, also to note about your powers tree, at level 10 you unlock a travel power. I don't know if I can show it to you in the hub. Looks like I can. You can just sprint around like so. Also, your medkit is no longer a consumable item, but instead it is an ability that you have it set to whatever your keybind was before, but you will no longer consume the item from your inventory. It's just an ability. There's things in the infinity system, reduce the cooldown or the time to use or effectiveness and things like that. The infinity system is also something to pay attention to. You have access to this at level 1. Let's say, for instance, I'm going to mind. The dump stat for this one is intelligence, which would be good for Beast, as is fighting. So what I'll do with my points is I'll go through here and I'll take the abilities that I want. I want extra momentum, a secondary resource on Beast. When I max this out, I'll look at the other options, see if there's anything else that I want. Maybe I want some calculated efficiency to help with his momentum even further. And then once I've maxed the abilities out that I want for Beast, or any other character that I'm looking at, then I would, dump them all into my primary attribute, or one of the 2 primaries. like dump everything into intelligence. For another gem, there'd be one for fighting. And because we know from our trait here that both fighting and intelligence work for this particular character, you just apply that same process to each character, to the roster that you're going to be active on. That about covers it. As always, if you have questions, comments, feedback, post them in the comments down below the video. You can join us on our Discord server, which will also be linked down in the comments section. Yeah, we'll be going through each character in the roster over time, and just doing a basic overview of their powers, your options, what may or may not influence your choices. But until next time, thank you so much. We'll see you all next time.